G'day, it's Laurie again and at the workbench as usual. 348's going to be getting a well, and I've taken the Tsunami out because I can't, there's only 2 spare lighting functions and it's not enough for what I need for all the lights. I've done the marker lights at the front, so they've got surface mount LEDs in them there now. I just got it on a test speaker, but putting the working bell in. Here's the board that I've shaped to fit down there, so that'll get glued on, and the motor will fit there, so the crank wheel is just clearing this bottom part here, so as it turns around, and the back of course, it'll be free to turn. So there's the motor on there, and you won't see this, it'll be painted black inside. And then I've got a surface mount LED which I've just installed into a grant line, and that's going to go up into the roof as well, so that'll sit there and be shining down, so it'll illuminate the front. And I'll have to drill out the fire door on the back here and put the flickering LED in the fire. I like doing it that way rather than underneath the loco. To me it looks better. And rather than using a small speaker, I've got a AS3030 speaker, the large ones. They're the best sounding speaker, so that's going in the loco too. I've just got a bit of wet and dry paper and I've roughed up the surface. I'll put heat shrink tube over the motor, that's the black, which is going to cover it, and I'm just using the Loctite super glue gel. Now we run a bead of that. And we'll put that on that side there, so that the crank wheel's just clear. Position it, and that's it. Here's the circuit that I use for DCC. I've got a surface mount diode there. I'm just going to put him on. Get a bit of heat there. There we go. Okay, that's a voltage regulator. So what we've got, the voltage in, which will have a resistor on it, the voltage out with the diode onto it, and then the diode from the adjust as well on the other side. And then we'll connect the green wire onto this one from the wow. That will go off the red wire to the motor, and we'll also on this one, the adjust, have the negative on the motor. Okay, just so you can see this a little bit better. Get the resistor in there. Okay, so we press F1 for the moment and we get the bell. There's the bell sound. Now we go over to light mode.
Light mode active.
We press light mode and there we go, we've got the motor turning. So I've ended up putting a 2.7 ohm resistor in. That'll work the bell. Put the bell sound on.
Sound mode active.
That's pretty much in sync, that'll do me.
Light mode active.
Now we'll stop that. Now we've got to put this into dual mode. You go into the TCS website, you click on the wow sound, and then you get into the programming guide, and then you select the function button control, and then over in this box you select enable functions in dual mode. All you've got to do then is tick that box there, which is the F1, so that you've got the bell sound and the bell motor on the green wire is going to turn on. Okay, we've just programmed the dual mode so that if I press F1 we get both the light and the bell sound. And that's pretty much in sync. A little bit of white tape on there, you can see the bang, bang, bang. Press F1 and it stops. So there we go, so that's in dual mode there now. Next step is get a bit of 10 thou phosphor bronze wire and chemically blacken it, which will be the bell rope. This is the end of the 10 thou wire. I'll just shape that with a pointy pair of pliers into a nice little oval, and well, you're going to use a Pico track spike as the crank wheel in the motor, and that's going to slide inside it. And the reason that it's got the loop in it there is so that when the track pin's moving around, the wire isn't going to jump up and down. If it was just connected onto the pin, and the wire, which is bell rope, is just going to whip, and we don't want that. Okay, so there's the hole that I've drilled for the Pico track spike down here. I've shortened the spike, so that's going to be the crank pin, and it'll slide inside that loop we made in the 10 thou wire. Okay, so now we've mounted the motor, glued it into the roof, and we put a bit of heat shrink over the components, and just left the green wire to go on and the blue wire to go on. Next bit, we've just added in the lamp for inside the cabin with a surface mount LED. We'll let that glue dry and we move on. While we're at it, we'll do a fireman shoveling coal. So we've got the bell motor in there, and I've just made up another little circuit there with a larger wheel, because I'm going to need a lot more movement for a figure turning from picking up the coal and the tender to turn around to put it into the fire door, hence the larger diameter wheel. Okay, as this motor here is going to be a fireman shoveling coal into the into the fire door, we press F9 and you can hear the shoveling of the coal. Now I've just got to adjust that shoveling of the coal to be a little bit more long lasting, so that the fireman's actually making a noise, which is a sound, and I've mapped that to F9 there, and remapped F9 away. So I've used the shovel to F9, and in dual mode I've put F9 with the light, which is the violet light in this case, and I've changed CV36 to 0 and CV38 to a value of 16, so that that gets function 9 now with a sound and a light. While I've been at it, I've gone in and chosen the whistles that I want. I love that echo that the wows have, and the quill. Just the way that they've managed with their CD quality sound to have that sound just carry on is just beautiful.